What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, or welcome back to my channel. Back with another sketch while I talk about a topic. These aren't really topics, these are just hot takes I have that I like to think in my head. But I invite you guys to, comment down below your opinions on the topic. So the title, depending on how I'm gonna word this, I'm gonna say the MCU's best era was 2021. Now I don't know if that was all of Phase 4. I'm pretty sure that was all of Phase 4, but I haven't experienced all of Phase 4 yet because I think it stopped at Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. That's where Phase 5 begins. So I still have a long way to go in Phase 4, but I'm talking like specifically time-wise, 2021 from January to December was MCU's best run. All right, so got that out. Now let's do a little sketching. So yeah, I remember I was out of the MCU post Endgame and really post what's it called? Endgame, and what else came out? Spider-Man Far From Home. I didn't really like Spider-Man Far From Home as much as everyone else did. It was alright, but I think it was a lot of like illusions and stuff. It was kind of tripping me out. I don't know if it was the lights and stuff like that was messing with me or something like that. I don't know. But I didn't really enjoy it as much as everyone else. It was cool. It was a cool Spider-Man movie, especially like towards the end where like he revealed himself, or Mysterio did. But as far as that, and then after that, it was over with the MCU because it was, at that point it was 2019, and then 2020 came and it was COVID. And I think 2020, that's when Black Widow was supposed to come out, but COVID kind of stopped everything, and everything moved to 2021. Now this is where the MCU started cooking up. Okay, I still will stand by this. I think that was the MCU's best year. They had a good year. I think it was 2018, because 2018 they had, I think, Black Panther. I think Captain Marvel that came out at that point, or was it 2019? I think that was 2019. But yeah, Infinity War come out that year. I think Ant-Man and the Wasp came out that year too. Say what you want, I really liked Ant-Man and the Wasp. But 2021, all right. So kicking off January, we had WandaVision. Oh my god, bro, that show brought me right back into the MCU, bro. Because just the weekly episodes, I don't think I've ever been that hyped for a weekly episode. I think it was every Thursday was a new episode, or every Friday. But I remember just all the theory videos, the Mephisto stuff. Even though I didn't know who Mephisto was, but I remember everyone kept saying Mephisto is coming. And when Quicksilver from X-Men showed up, like, that was awesome, dude. So that whole, going back and forth on episode to episode, and then at the end you had Agatha, who ended up having her own show, which I still need to watch. So I'll let you guys know about that once I get through majority of Phase 4. Then I think Agatha All Along is part of Phase 5, if I'm not correct. But I have to watch that show. I think at that point, didn't Hocus Pocus 2 come out that same month? I think so. But I have to watch that because I haven't really been to like the whole reboot series of stuff in a while. But anyways, WandaVision, amazing show. I liked the White Vision at the end. The last episode was dope. The kids was fire. The Halloween episode was really cool. And just the whole vibe of the show, just feeling like it was like its own, every episode was its own little like era, which I really thought was fire. So that's WandaVision, all right? Next up, we had Falcon and Winter Soldier. Now, this show was cool to me because we got introduced to U.S. Agent, right, who is in the Thunderbolts, which I still have to watch. I'm gonna be saying that a lot throughout these next couple of months. There's a lot of stuff I just kind of gave up on the MCU with a lot of the movies, so I have to really go back and watch them. If y'all want, I could watch every MCU movie and give my review on them one at a time. I don't mind doing that. But yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier, great show. Bucky was cool. Sam Wilson picking up the throne of the Shield. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed we didn't see Chris Evans, Steve Rogers. Did they, correct me if I'm wrong, did they even kill him off, or did they just leave it as him being old? Because I don't remember. But that show was awesome. It had a really, it didn't have exactly the Winter Soldier vibe that people was thinking it was gonna have. It had a little more like Mission Impossible, similar to Black Widow. Had like a Mission Impossible sort of vibe going to it, which I really did enjoy. The action was dope. You know, U.S. agent being like the odd one out, and he's trying to be nice, you know, but once he takes that super soldier serum, he clocks out at that point, and you know what I'm saying, he don't even care because he's trying to be nice and nobody's listening to him. He's trying to not be a bad guy, and you know, but at the same time he did kill somebody, you know, with the shield, so that had to, you know, get him out. And you know, they had that big fight at the end that was really cool. But yeah, Falcon Winter Soldier, great show. Next after that, you had Loki season 1. Now that show I was a little skeptical about. I actually skipped that show like the first couple of episodes, but then I came back to it and I really liked the show, bro. I really liked how, you know, Loki kind of got his own spotlight, and you know, you really got to see, you know, who Loki is, because I'm not really familiar with him as much in the comics, but I only know him really from like the Avengers movies and Thor Ragnarok, which I really loved that movie. After that, we had what came after that? Yeah, Black Widow that summer, right? It was that summer 2021. Black Widow, same thing, had the same Mission Impossible type of vibe it was going for. Yelena we got introduced to, the Red Guardian we got introduced to. We got Taskmaster. In my opinion, that was very weak. A very weak Taskmaster, and you know, from what I've heard they killed her off in the movie Thunderbolts. Sorry if that's a spoiler, but I've seen it all over TikTok. After that, you had, what else? You had What If. Now that was a great show because it had that comic booky feel, and it had like a bunch of different takes on different characters, which I really did thought was really fun to learn about and to, you know, see different universes. I forgot what the dude's name is, the Watcher. Yeah, he was cool, and just like how they made Ultron, you know, seem like a real villain from what they did in Age of Ultron. After that, we had Shang-Chi. I really liked that movie, dude. Shang-Chi was a great movie in my opinion. It had a great fight style. The fight scenes were 10 out of 10 in my opinion, dude. I think I heard Shang-Chi is coming back for Doomsday, so I'm really excited to see him. I really liked the fights. Aquafina I thought was pretty annoying in my opinion. I think she was in what's that book? Jumanji. She was in that. I thought she was kind of annoying, but you know, it is what it is. Eternals. Now Eternals, I did not watch Eternals. I have to watch that movie. From what I've heard it's really good. I heard the Speedster is really good, but yeah, I didn't watch Eternals, so I can't put my opinion on it. If you've watched it, let me know. Now Hawkeye, in my opinion, 10 out of 10. I you know, I still have the comic, you know, I think this was based off of the show, or the show is based off this. Yeah, I'm about at issue, what am I at? I think I'm at issue 4. Yeah, issue 4. So I have a little bit to go, and then I'm done with this, and then I'm gonna move on to Miss Marvel, which moves perfectly because that's also in 2022 is lined up. So Hawkeye show, loved it, amazing show, great Christmas great Christmas show. I love the Christmassy vibes it gives off, and I usually rewatch it every year. After that, you have Spider-Man No Way Home to end off the year. Amazing movie, you know, nostalgia bait, I don't know, say what you want, but I really like that movie. It's not a perfect movie, but it is perfect for Tom Holland, right? It's a great conclusion to his trilogy, and kind of kick off that friendly neighborhood Spider-Man that, you know, he was going for. So I thought great great movie. Loved Andrew. Toby was in it. Pretty much almost everybody was in it. Like a great sort of Sinister Six vibe they was going for. Loved it. Can't complain. I think I have it on Blu-ray, but it doesn't really have as much replay value as some of the other movies of Spider-Man, just because it's such a good conclusion type of movie. I don't really feel the need to watch it over. It's kind of like Endgame, you know. Endgame, I don't really remember watching it that much, but Infinity War, I remember watching it at least 5 times, at least 5 to 6 times. I watched Infinity War, just because it's such a great, you know, epic movie. Endgame is like that conclusion. Same thing with No Way Home is a good conclusion. That just watching it over and over just wouldn't hit the same. And that's pretty much all of 2021 of the MCU. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. How you feel about the MCU right now. What projects have you not watched? What TV shows or movies have you not watched in the MCU that you're looking forward to watching, or that you recommend me to watch? So I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Have a great day.